Hi, beautiful people. I'd like to take a couple of moments to remember Renee Good. May the powers of the one, the source of all creation, all pervasive, omnipotent, eternal. May the goddess, the lady of the moon, and the god, horned haunter of the sun. May the powers of the spirits of the stones, rulers of the elemental realms. May the powers of the stars above and earth below bless this place and this time, and we who are with you. Ancient goddess, I ask that you protect Nicole's soul. Take her into your arms for the senseless death that she experienced. Watch over her wife, her children, and her family. Blessed be. That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you, she said. Those were her last words. His words after he shot her were, "Fucking bitch." And she did nothing wrong. I am angry. I am really, really angry. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and I have not recorded any videos. I've not been too good the last few days. Not because of this, because of other stuff. But that phrase, "fucking bitch," that is misogyny. That is hatred of women. That phrase is disgusting and should never be used. Never. There's so much footage online of what actually happened. There is the footage of her from all different angles and what happened. And we know that he did not get hit by her car. We have seen that footage. But there is now fake footage out there. And in this fake footage, it's a shot from above. There was no above. There was no above while this happened. But it's a shot from above. And he's standing in front of her car. So this is all manipulated. He's standing in front of her car with his left leg further over to the left. And there is a sniper on the right-hand side of the car with a gun, dressed in black. And it also shows that the door was open. The door was not open. The sniper wasn't there. Her wife had actually just been on that side, and as she reversed the car back, her wife had tried to open the door, and she had moved back when the car reversed. He was not hit. The noise that we heard that could have been misinterpreted as him being hit by the car was actually the sound of his mobile phone dropping on the floor. He had his hand on his gun. He was holding his phone in his right hand, and he then swapped it to his left, and he had his hand on his gun, ready to draw. And then he did. He was looking for a reason to shoot that woman. Whether or not he knew she was gay, I do not know. Maybe he had an argument with his wife that day. Maybe his wife left him. Maybe he can't get it up. I don't know. But he took his vitriol out on her for no reason whatsoever. And as he was walking away, and he was walking away, he wasn't hit by that car. He was not injured at all. As he was walking away, he said, "Fucking bitch." As a woman, I have heard that phrase so many times. directed at me. And I'm pretty sure that the vast majority of women out there have heard that phrase. And I'm also pretty sure that many men, perhaps some who are watching right now, I don't know, have used that phrase. But what is a bitch? A bitch is a dog. It's a female dog. And what is a female dog there to do? To breed. That's what we do with female dogs. So denigrating a woman to the name bitch is just a way of saying she's a breeder. That's all she is. This is horrific. I asked the day that it happened. I was up late. I don't sleep well. So I was up late and I was watching that footage as it came in. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? And I saw her wife. There was a black guy who was recording, and her wife was stood in his garden, and she just didn't know what to do. She just didn't know what to do. And he said to her, have you got family? Have you got somebody you can call? And she was just, I don't know. I don't know anybody. The car was filled with cuddly toys for the kids. She wasn't blocking the road. She wasn't in anybody's way. She was trying to pull out of her drive. I honestly think that these ICE agents, these male ICE agents, are fucking crazy. They are misogynist. They are, well, we know they're racist. They are disgusting. It's an overload of testosterone. Whatever the reason that he felt he had to shoot her is beyond me. Absolutely, completely beyond me. Even if he was going to get hit by the car, he would not have had any severe damage because the car was just pulling away. He also had plenty of time to get out of the way, and we know that he wasn't even in the way when it happened. I am at a loss for words as to how much men hate women. I really am. I read an article last night and I thought I'd screenshot it onto my phone, and I haven't, and I cannot remember the, it was on Substack, and the lady was a cellist. She's a cellist for an orchestra in the US. And her phrase was also, fucking bitch. How many times have we heard that? You know, raise your hand if you're a woman, trans woman included, and you've been called a fucking bitch. We get called that all the time from men. Some women, yeah, some women do. Some women do. And I think that that is learned from men, that as a woman, calling another woman that, we know that it is going to cause them hurt. It is going to cause them pain. And we are making them small. It's like the C word. The C word is, in my opinion, the most vile swear word. I use it. But the actual vagina itself is the place of love, of birth. And yet the C word is used to, again, to create hatred of women. And I'm not saying don't go and use the C word, and you know, obviously you are aware of your phrases and what you say and how you speak. It gave me time to think about the words we say and how we speak to each other as women and men. And I've had conversations about this before as well, with men who are supposedly our protectors. They claim that that's their job, is to protect us. But what are they protecting us from? Men. They're protecting us from other men. If men weren't here on this planet, we wouldn't need protection. We'd understand and know to stay away from lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. We would. But we would be safe. We would know that we can walk outside at night on our own and be safe. That we could, pass somebody on a pavement and not have to worry about them saying something to us, our response to them being misconstrued and then being stabbed or raped or whatever vile idea that creature has. And then there's the gaslighting from the government, in states, of course, saying that he was hit, she was a terrorist, she was a domestic terrorist. It's all bullshit. We know that. There's a fake, I saw it earlier as well, and I wanted to link these videos and things before I came live, but it sort of, everything went tits up as it always does in my life. But anyway, so she, I've forgotten what I was going to say now, guys, sorry. My mind is so angry, and we as women should be angry about this, because this allows every single man in America to go home and beat his wife, to go home and call her a fucking bitch, to go home and beat his children. I saw today footage of men being arrested, dragged from cars at petrol stations. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the way they were being treated. We saw how George Floyd was treated by the police. And this is a bunch of men who are supposedly police, ICE agents, and they are swarming those streets and they have people in fear. There was a man who was on his way to church on Sunday and he was told to get out of his car. And he's like, no, I'm going to church. It's right there. And the guy said to him, no, you need to go home. It's Sunday, be with your wife and children. He's like, I'm going to church. So that's it. This photograph that I saw earlier is fake. It is of an arrest rap sheet. And first of all, the name is incorrect. The date of birth is incorrect on it. And the charges that are on there are completely fake. She was never arrested for anything. There is a charge on there of child abuse. And this is what Donald Trump's goons are doing to make out that his ICE agents are perfect. And I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. You've got a rapist, convicted rapist, running the biggest superpower in the world. And he is killing his own people. And he's killing innocent people. And Renee Good was innocent. And this whole thing has led me to think about why we use that phrase, fucking bitch. Any of you who follow my channel know that I often talk about how men are abusive towards women when they want to have a date with them. So a man will send a woman this is over dating apps. A man will send a woman a request, hi, how are you? And the woman will say, hi, I'm fine, how are you? And within 2 or 3 sentences, he is now saying, when can we meet? I'd like to send you a picture of my dick. Are you up for a shag? And so on and so on. And the woman says, ew, go away. No. And he sends back a message saying, fucking bitch, you fucking cock teaser. I've seen videos of women a woman was sat, I think she was having food and a drink. It looked like, to me, it looked like Cape Town in South Africa, although you didn't see much of the area, but that's where it looked like to me. It looked like it was on the ocean front in Cape Town. And she was having food and a drink, and this guy came up to her and, you know, started harassing her and saying how she was nice and, you know, could he sit down and talk with her? And she said, no, I don't want you to. I want to be on my own. And, you know, she was very polite. And when she turned around and said, look, go away, leave me alone, he called her a fucking bitch. That is what men think about women. And again, I just want to say it's not all men. We know this. We know it's not all men. But my God, the proportion of men that it is that think like that is terrifying. I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. I had a very, very abusive first relationship. I was engaged to him, and he was horrendous. He was a lot older than me. I was naive, had no clue what I was doing. I think I was 18, 19 when I met him, and he was 25, 24, 25. And when you're that age, that's a big age gap. He groomed me. I didn't know at the time that that's what he was doing. I mean, we're talking about late 80s. And eventually I managed to get away from him, moved back to Johannesburg. He lived in Cape Town. Moved back to Joburg, was with my family. And one day I was in a pub on Rocky Street in Joburg. And I was seeing the bartender at the time. As I say, this is a long, long time ago. This would have been 92, 93, 94, somewhere around there. And I was sat at the bar, the back of the bar, because he was bartending. And so I was sat at the back, and it was quiet night, and it was near the toilets. And my ex walked in with his new girlfriend, and they sat. The bar was sort of almost like a full square, but there was a wall here, so they sat over there on that side. So he could just see me. I couldn't see her, but he could see me. And I was like, fuck's sake. And eventually he got up and walked past me to the toilet, but as he walked past me, he whispered in my ear, one day I'm going to rape you. Lots of men have rape fantasies. Why I didn't tell the guy I was seeing at the time, I don't know. I wish I had, because he was an MMA fighter and he would have, you know, I don't need to say more. But why, as women, do we have to suffer these things from men? I asked as well after the incident, if it had been a white man, would that have happened? We know if it had been a black man, a black woman, a Mexican, a, you know, Hispanic, whatever, that probably would have happened. But if it had been a white man, would it have happened? Probably not, because that is white male privilege for you. And that guy is going to get away with it. And if you don't know, there's a GoFundMe for this Jonathan Ross guy. And a rich billionaire, see if I can find his name. I know I did do a screenshot of this because I found it just now as I was scrolling through here, donated money to his GoFundMe. Why? What does he need a GoFundMe for? What does he need a GoFundMe for? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Lots of things to go through here. One of the world's richest men, this is in Lad Bible, donates 10K to ICE agent who fatally shot woman. Bill Ackman is his name. Bill Ackman donated 10,000 to this man who called her a fucking bitch after he killed her. She is in the arms of the goddess. And my heart goes out to every single person who is related to her, who knows her. And I hope that they find some comfort. And I hope that he burns in fucking hell where he deserves to be, because he does not deserve to breathe on this earth anymore. There was a GoFundMe for Renee, but I think it had raised 21,000 or something, or 25,000. But this Bill Ackman said that it had closed before he could donate money. But why donate to a murderer? Because he is a murderer. We've all seen it with our own eyes. And isn't that what they say to us? Their last and most important message. Right, sorry, I've had my rant. I'm going to go to the comments. I see loads of people. He looks like a predator, blah, blah. He probably is a predator. A trans woman YouTube creator was approached by police. She reports that police told her to stop or she'll go to jail, then told her what happens to trans people. I know. I did say at the beginning, you know, as women, which women have been called fucking bitch, and not only women, but trans women as well, because I know that you have been. I know that trans women receive the same, if not more, hatred than women do. But this all points to one thing. Men hate us. Men hate women. Not all men. Not all men. But the vast majority of men hate women in one way or another. And it's very deeply hidden. Sorry. Posted the figures earlier in the chat. Thank you, Chris. Having been in prison, that does happen. And it's not just the other inmates that take advantage. Yeah, I know. The prison guards will too. Because men. This is the AI, the Grok AI, the deep fake porn, and the undressing of children and women, and putting them into positions that are show them as being unalived or being covered in blood, or it's such awful positions as that. It needs to be banned. It needs to be banned. I did watch a bit of Graham's show this morning. I did watch a bit of his show yesterday morning. I've been battling my own demons, so I wasn't really chatting. I watched a bit of Regan's show as well. And I know before I came live, actually, I saw that the Bin podcast are talking about this as well. And I completely understand that, you know, everybody's talking about it at the moment. And I'm not jumping on a bandwagon here, because I've been talking about women and abuse against women for years. Check my old videos, check the content. You'll see that I'm a feminist. And I've been talking about this for years. But when something like this happens and brings it to the fore, and we can see that this is how men treat women. And yeah, I saw your comment, blah, blah, that you don't hate women. And I understand that there are men out there that don't hate women. I completely understand that. There was a guy, John, who commented on the post, the video that I posted earlier today about women having evolved further than men. That was taken from a tweet. I'm not on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter since Musk took over. I left. I closed my account and left. So it's stuff that I see through feminist groups that I belong to that show up. So these are real verified posts and comments. And John, I can't remember his handle now, his full handle, had said that, you know, he does know that there are men that don't hate women. And I think I'd mentioned to him in the comments that, yeah, unfortunately, if women fall ill, their partner will often leave them. Their male partner will leave them. If they're married or in a relationship, it happens. And he gave me an example of a friend of his who stayed with his wife when she was very ill, and, you know, which I know that my dad would have done the same thing. I know that my dad would have done the same thing if that happened to my mom. But my dad's nickname for my mom was bitch. First time I heard him call her that, I was like, what? What? You can't say that. And he said, oh, it's just a joke. Trying to tell a man who was born in 1941, I think it was, that is misogynist and patriarchal, it wasn't going to work. Me and my dad never really saw eye to eye when he was living, but now that he's passed, we do. I know that sounds weird. Story for another day. I think I've told it several times on here, possibly in videos or in live streams, I'm not sure. But I just found that absolutely disgusting. How could he call her that? They were married 58 years. He passed in their 58th year. I often ask myself how my mum put up with my dad for so long, but different generation. They were the, not the silent generation. Yeah, the silent generation, the ones before the boomers. And yeah, that was his way. But he would have been that man that stands there in the pub and has that banter with men. It's not banter. It's not banter at all. It is the degradation of women. It is the sexualization of women. It is making women into objects, that women are not worth anything, that we are just property to be owned. And all we are is a fanny and a womb and boobs. And that's it. Oh, and a mouth. Yeah. As long as we're quiet or we've got something in it, we're fine. But, you know, if we nagging, will I ever get married again? Not a fucking chance. You've just reported that GoFundMe. Brilliant, Chris C. Thank you so much. Have you just gone and found it now? Brilliant. Thank you. Pete, the genie's out the bottle with AI. Just another tool for sick bastards getting their kicks. Sadly, I can't see that genie going back in the bottle. Yeah. I'm hoping that Starmer will actually ban Grok, if not ban the entirety of Twitter, because it is despicable. You know, the government a few weeks ago, which I've still been trying to do a video on this, and it's just not happened due to shit, but the government put into place the Women and Girls Act, which I've been wanting to talk about for ages because there's so many good things in there. And then this happens. So men can now go and take a photograph of somebody and put it onto Grok and have it manipulated to, there's one where the woman's covered in bukkake, apparently. I just think that that is, yeah. He said the decision is for Ofcom. Is there a thingy for it? I haven't seen one from 38 Degrees. Ofcom, Office for Communication, something or other. They're the people who are in charge of telling everybody off for putting things out there that are fake or untrue or break laws. But hopefully there's a petition somewhere, because this needs to be brought up in Parliament, and I hope it is discussed in Parliament tomorrow. I hope that it's the main topic of discussion in PMQs tomorrow. I might not get to see PMQs, but I will watch it later. So yeah, this AI, this deepfake AI. So, I mean, it makes me so fucking angry that men are doing this shit to women for their own pleasure, for their own fun. They have access to porn. They can find it online. They can download a VPN through Norton or whatever, and they can then go and access Pornhub online. It's free. These guys on Twitter are now having to pay to create this content, as we know. And I know all you guys know all of this already anyway. I know you do, those of you who are familiar with my channel and who are my subs, who my amazing subs who keep my channel going. Where is this going to end? Where is this going to end? You know, we already know. You've got people like Tommy Titnames and Frogface saying, oh, free speech, want to end free speech. No, it's not about free speech. Taking an image of a woman and that's already there on the internet and putting her naked or in a position where she looks like she's been killed or murdered and sharing that on the internet is not free speech. It's not free speech at all. It is far from free speech. Stop telling everyone I'm a sub. Okay, you Dom. The point is that it's non-consensual. Yeah, even porn, which is all technically rape, is not enough for them. Exactly, Andrea. You know, it is non-consensual. And that is the point. That is the whole point. I have an issue with men taking photos of women without their knowledge, as it is. And I'm not talking about casually filming and you're making a film and somebody gets in the background. There's a lot of content creators that I watch who create AI images for their content, which is about unaliving true crime stuff, where they will blur out the faces of the people. If they've got the actual footage, they will, obviously the person who was the victim, the person who was the perpetrator, if known, they will keep those faces, but everybody else's faces are blurred out. And this is just, it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. There were questions as well that I saw. I commented on somebody's post. I can't remember whose post it was now, on YouTube, that women and girls need to be protected. And of course, the usual questions came up. What about men? What about boys? What about men? What about boys? Yes, of course, that shouldn't be happening to men and boys either. But who is creating this? Men and boys. I don't know if boys are obviously, you know, but definitely men and bots and despicable people out there who think it's funny, who think this is great fun to do because they don't have a life. They've got nothing better to do. And again, taking women and children, and yes, there will be boys that will be put into these awful images as well, but the vast majority will be girls, is just horrific, and it needs to be stopped, and we need to stop it. So hopefully somewhere there is a petition that has been started. If not, if somebody wants to start one, so we can all go and you know, sign this petition to end this vile, absolutely vile part of social media. I have AI on my phone. I have, what's it? Chrome, I think it is. Hang on, guys, I'll just tell you now. And you've seen some of my AI images that it comes up with. They're absolutely rubbish. ChatGPT, I have ChatGPT, the one that everybody's got. And it wouldn't even allow me to do a photograph with a picture of my cat that passed years ago as an angel. It said, can't do that. So I had to ask for rainbows and light and clouds and stuff, you know, which would give that impression, but it wouldn't allow me to show him being in heaven. And I understand, because those sort of images will make some people unhappy, uncomfortable. So Musk is a vile individual. He is a vile individual. He is absolutely disgusting. Bye, Kirsty. Thanks for joining. Sorry, guys, I'm going to go through the comments in a minute. Just ranting, getting this shit off my chest. Because I think it has been bothering me. I think it has been sort of in my head the last few days, and it's been there and it's been bubbling, and it's been, you know, with the AI stuff, I wanted to do a video about that. Then, of course, what happened with Renee, it's just compounded. And my ex, my most recent ex, took a photograph of a woman in a bank one day. We'd gone to the bank. I'd asked him to go with me because I had cash on me and I wanted to deposit it. You know, the bank was near a place where all the bloody, you know, skellums hang out. Kirsty's gone now, but she'll know what that is. And, you know, the town drunks and drug addicts and everything. So I didn't want to walk past there with the cash. Obviously, it was, you know, hidden, but that's not the point, is it? And as we walked into the bank, there was this gorgeous goth woman. She was absolutely beautiful. I was like, wow, she's really, really good looking. And I knew he saw her, you know, that's the kind of woman that he likes, you know. And anyway, I went to the counter, did my business. He was sat down at a chair, whatever, waiting for me. The bank was a bit busy that day. Anyway, so we got home that evening. We were sat on the settee and he said, oh, I want to show you a photograph of what Bracken was doing. This is the cat that passed over that I wanted a picture of an angel as, or as a picture of, as an angel. You know what I mean. So he opened his phone and there was a photo of this woman. And the first thing he did was gaslight me and said, no, there wasn't. Like, I've just seen it with my own fucking eyes. You took a photo of that woman in the bank so you could go and masturbate over it later. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. We know that men do that. That's cool. You know, women do too. But taking a photograph of somebody without their consent so that you can go and masturbate over it later on. It's exactly the same with this AI. It's exactly the same with this AI. Hi, Stacey. Hello, my darling. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Stacey is my niece. Not my real niece, but she helped me a couple of years ago, didn't you, my darling, when I was in hospital, suspected heart attack. And I'd had an ambulance to the hospital and had no way of getting home. And bless her, love her to bits. She came and picked me up from the hospital. I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous, and brought me home. And she brought me this beautiful, massive bouquet of lavender that she picked out of her garden for me. Oh, just amazing. We need to get together. Witchy, I've become a great aunt. Oh, well done. Congratulations, dears. Wonderful. All okay with the birth, I hope. Male, female, weight, name. Let us know. Chrissy, is this a safe place? Trolls will be dealt with swiftly and quietly. No fuss, no drama. Just a straight ban with a mod smile and a polished spanner. Yeah, Stacey is yeah. Please don't ban Stacey. And guys, please go and check out Stacey's channel, Love to Explore. They go to theme parks and all sorts of stuff. She's really good. I've watched a few of her videos, so please, please, please go and check out her channel as well. Chris, if you're able to get that that link up, that would be great, and then you can share it here for her as well. If anybody's going to offend anybody, Stacey, it's me. It's definitely me. Andrea, I found lots of explicit hacked webcam videos of women and girls in my ex's history. Now I have a phobia of hidden cameras. It ruined my life. Andrea, I completely get you. I do. I completely get you. I wonder what my ex did with stuff, you know. It just makes you wonder. It does make you wonder, like, revenge porn. And the thing is, you know, coming back to that initial point of men will ask you to go on a date and then they want to film you. They want you to be a slut, a porn star. But it is degrading to women. It is degrading to women. If it's consensual, fine. But the amount of times men will ask for specific things that women don't want to do, and they go, oh, go on, you know, it'll be fun, you know, I'll enjoy it, you know, just for me, oh, please, and keep trying and trying and trying until eventually the woman goes, okay. There was a, I don't think I recorded the video, I've got it on my phone actually somewhere. It was a Reddit, am I the asshole? And this woman, she had just recently given birth to her baby, and I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks later, and her husband was pestering her for sex, and she'd had to have stitches, and she eventually gave in, ripped her apart. Then there was another one that I read recently as well, which I'm also going to be recording a video on it. She had placenta previa, which is where the placenta is attached at the entrance of the womb. So it can actually be an abruption and you can lose the baby. Sometimes it moves, sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, the advice from that is no exercise. You know, when I was studying yoga for pregnancy and birth, placenta previa was, no, you do not teach those women. You can teach them meditation, and that's it. They are not allowed to do movements. They must rest. They must, you know, because any sudden movement, they could lose that baby. Sometimes the placenta moves, often it doesn't. Hers hadn't moved. And he was begging her for sex, and eventually she said, okay. And of course, that night she bled, and she went to the hospital to see her OBGYN. And the OBGYN said to her husband, oh, would you mind? I just want to talk to her alone for a while. And she said, is he abusing you? She said, here's some paperwork and stuff on abuse. And she did leave him. She did leave him because that is abuse. That is coercion. That is abuse. If the doctor's saying you can't have sex because it's going to kill the baby or possibly kill the baby, then you don't have sex. The man has 2 hands. There are toys. There are fake foo-foos out there that men can use. Some good news. I think I received an email over the weekend from the National Pet Awards letting me know that my small business has been nominated for an award in the pet clothing and accessories. That is amazing news, Chris C. I'm so happy. That is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Excuse me, Elle, I've lost part of the conversation here. So, oh, thank you for sharing, Chris C. Thank you for sharing. Stacey, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Okay, I'm going to scroll up to the top and see who I've missed. And I'm so sorry for not reading the comments. I wanted to do the whole thing about her and dedicate the show to Renee Nicole Good because she just didn't deserve it, did she? She was smiling. She was happy. You're okay, dude. I'm happy. Fucking bitch. Diz, Chris, Pete, hi guys. Lovely to see you. Blah, blah. Hi. Very annoying shakes at Every. Yeah, I hate Every. They never deliver in the proper place. Sometimes I've had Every parcels just thrown over the fence and left by the gate. And my gate's open slats, so anybody could just take it. Although what they'd want with goth stuff, I don't know, because I think I'm the only goth here in the village. So let's see if I've missed anybody. Andrea, I did say hello to you. Got a power cut there. Hope that's been sorted now. Chris, it's just gaslighting, and the gaslighting is real and horrible. Yeah, it is. It is. The whole government is saying that this was, you know, he shot her with good reason. And the world has seen the images and the world knows that it's bullshit. Sorry, just looking. Do frogs give you warts? Blah, blah. Not in my experience. Frogs don't give you warts, but I can turn you into a frog if you want. That's Toad, says Andrea. Yeah. Kissed many a buffo before and never gotten warts. Yep, I'm right with you there. Let's have a look. Kirsty's gone already, but thank you for joining, Kirsty. If you watch, if you catch up later, he's nothing more than a cowardly individual who needs to be taught a lesson, but is being protected. He is. Nobody knows where he is at the moment, this Jonathan Ross. I'm so sad that his name is that, because we have Jonathan Ross here, who is famous and, you know, not my cup of tea, but it's horrible if you've got the name of somebody who does something bad, isn't it? Let's have a look what I've missed. Let's have a look what I've missed. He never dropped his phone and he had already drawn his weapon before she started moving forward. Oh, I thought he had dropped his phone, Chrissy. I saw something earlier on where they said he had. It was two guys. I'm going to have to try and share everything on my channel. I'll create a watch list so you guys can go and see, because I see stuff from all over. I'm sure you guys do too. And I know that the Bin podcast were talking about this as well, just before I came live. Probably didn't know she was gay, but can't guarantee. Yeah. He was just an angry misogynist bigot with a gun. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. She was in total control of herself. There was a dog in the back too. Oh my God. Oh my God. It just, what the fuck is the world coming to? I mean, I know my Tuesday show is what the fuck, and it is what the fuck. It really is. I just don't understand how people have gone so mental in the past 50 years. I mean, I turned 57 this year, and I see how things have changed. And I really do think that social media has a lot to do with it, because if we didn't have social media, this shit wouldn't be going on. We wouldn't have these ridiculously horrible, misogynist, racist, fascistic people in power or trying to get in power. It's beyond humanity what he did. Ironically, really, that they wear brown. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the brown shirts. Oh, you did mention it, Chris C. Thank you. $626,000 for the ICE agent. Those people are sick. Absolutely sick. He doesn't even need that money. What is he going to do with that money? Trigger happy asshole. Yep. Over 10,600 people have donated to the GoFundMe page, one donating 10,000, and that was that guy that I mentioned. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, you know, he killed a woman and she was gay. Way. That's not what, obviously that's not how I feel, but oh my God. You use it too, Elle. I know. It is vile. And I think it's like, I have an issue with people who use the word witch. It's a witch hunt. Because I'm a witch and because I'm trying to reclaim that word back for the witches. Excuse me. That we reclaim that word back into our lives and that we take away what men have made it out to be. because that is how it's happened. It's become that term due to men. Riot gear, including body armor. The car couldn't possibly have injured him. He was an extension of the evil that backs him. Yeah, it wouldn't have injured him. It might have knocked his leg, his left leg, maybe his left leg. But I mean, you know, I don't know what the turning circle is on that car. My car's got a dreadful turning circle. Oh, my old car, I had a Suzuki Leona. I loved that car. It was the hatchback one. I absolutely adored that car. It had so much power for a 1600, and it could turn on the head of a pin. It was brilliant. I didn't need to do 3-point turns. I could just turn. This car that I've got now, it was my dad's, and I'm very grateful that it was left to me, that I inherited it, because my car had blown up the month before, Suzuki, but the turning circle on it is absolutely dreadful. It is like shifting a boat that's not on water. Good's widow and family has raised 1 million. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Didn't they close it though? Because if they haven't closed it, I will go and donate as well. But thank you for updating those figures, Chrissy. Really appreciate it. Individual donation amounts were around the $15 mark compared to the average 50 donation on ICE. Yeah, the thing is, the people who are good people are the people like you and I who are poor, who are the socialists, who are the people that are the do-gooders, the loony lefties, those of us who want to see equality, who want to see human rights, who want to see the world a happy and good place. And those people have given what they can afford. Whereas those that have donated to Jonathan Ross are the rich, the billionaires. He'd hurt himself more by slipping on the ice and falling than a stationary car pulling off. Actually, there was a video that I saw, I think it was late last night. I was awake till 4 a.m. And it was an ICE agent chasing a guy, and he just fell and slipped on the ice. I think it was a Keith Edwards video, actually. And he was like in air at one point, and he just kept sort of taking it forwards and backwards over that bit. And he landed right on his coccyx. He must have been in a huge amount of pain. What's this? Reports of juvenile refugees being detained at ICE detention centre. I did see, Chris, a video earlier on of a young lad, Hispanic as well, I think, who was being arrested by ICE, and outside his own home. And he said, my papers are inside. Can I just go get them? And ICE wouldn't allow them to. This is what men do. And all you men on here who follow me and watch my channel and are good men, please call other men out when you hear and see these disgusting things being said, whether they're family, whether they're friends, no matter who they are. We need to call them out. We need to, you know, even if it means that you lose the friendship with that person, it doesn't matter. A couple of years ago, I was at a pagan festival, and there was a guy who was talking to me, and he was talking about, he was in the pub, and this woman, and she was wearing a short skirt, and he said to her, you know, dressing like that, you're asking to be raped, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, what? I said, how dare you say that? How dare? Yeah, but I didn't mean, I said, no, you did. You said it. Of course you meant it. Anyway, I haven't spoken to him since. He left the conversation. I think he was quite upset when he realized what I'd said to him about that. I think that he was like, whoa, hang on. Yeah. Either that or he hates me. Andrea, you got called a prostitute. Oh my God. Oh my God. For saying no to a boy that asked you out at the age of 12. Oh my God. I've been called that before as well, but not at the age of 12. You didn't even know what the word meant. Yeah. Got told to unalive yourself for the same reason by another guy at age 18. Yeah. And Hegseth announced that Grok will be integrated into Pentagon networks. Grok, the CSAM generator. Not even in the top 20 most awful things men have done or said. Absolutely, Andrea. It's not. It really isn't. It is just horrendous how women are treated. And I just want to say again, we know it's not all men. We do know that, but we don't know which men. That's the thing. Like, I look at my dad and the things that he said and the things that this guy said at the pagan thing. You know, I think a lot of people of that mindset haven't even thought that what they said is offensive. I think that they probably just, you know, it's said so often. It's embedded. It's embedded into the system. It's misogyny and patriarchy that's embedded into everyday society. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to... A trans woman YouTube... Oh, I read that one, didn't I? I read that one. I will report it, Chris C, most definitely. Did you put a link in here so that we can go and click on there and report it? Twitter is a hate machine. It absolutely is. It never used to be. It never used to be. I used to be on there quite a lot. I never had a huge amount of followers. But I followed people like Stephen Fry, you know, people like that, because I thought they were people that had something to say. And it just became a cesspit. As soon as Musk took over, I left. I was like, no, I am not going to be anywhere near something that bloody South African boer has anything to do with. Just a quick reminder that if you would like to support the channel, the Buy Me a Coffee link is in the channel description. It would be great if you could support the channel in some way. I know we are all poor at the moment. But yeah, just reminding you that there is that option if you do want to support the channel. Your dad was born in 1923. He was an absolute gentleman and would never use language like that. Kirsty, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think it depends, you know, where and how the person was raised. My dad's gone and now I have a better relationship with him, but I mean in a different way. Whether that's the same way that I have, I mean, I do feel my dad around me a lot, especially when I'm running. I do feel his energy around me, and I do feel perhaps, you know, on a different level that it's sort of like, you told me, you were right, Debs. You know, that's how I feel. You were right, Debs. There is life after death. Sorry, just going through here. Other LLMs have safeguards built in place to reduce the possibilities of illegal content being created. Grok doesn't have those safeguards. Of course it doesn't, Chris C, because Musk is a predator. You know, he's a Nazi. We know he is. You'd marry me, Witchy. Oh, bless you. I don't want to get married, but thank you for the offer. No, I'm not really not interested in getting married again. Quite happy on my own. Quite happy on my own. I can eat what I want. I can say what I want. I can fart when I want. I can pick my nose when I want to. And I don't have to worry about somebody else's dirty socks and dirty underwear in the washing that I have to do. Yeah. Okay, I'm still going through the comments here, guys. Parkrose Permaculture has a great example letter to report that GoFundMe page. Yeah, that money that's on that GoFundMe page for that Jonathan Ross dude, it should go to her, shouldn't it? It should go to Nicole, Renee, Nicole Good's family, for them. Letter template, thank you for that, Chris. Sorry, guys, I am just having a look. You're afraid to put your face online because of this. Don't put your face. Use an avatar. Use an avatar if you don't feel comfortable. I would advise you, Andrea, use an avatar. Don't put your face out there. Unfortunately, there are photos of me all over the internet for many different reasons. I did have a website, so those photos that were on the website are still there, although the website is no longer there. So yeah, not much I can do. But then again, if they took a photo of me and put me as naked, I wouldn't be bothered as much, perhaps because I'm 56 and the photos that are on there that they would want to take of me as naked were when I was in my 20s. And, you know, that's okay. I'm not, you know, trying to be blasé about it, but it wouldn't bother me in the same way that it bothers some people. I just think it's disgusting that people can do that without consent and that it can be shared among men. I mean, you know, there was that Telegram group, wasn't there, with 70,000 men on there teaching each other how to rape. You'll hear from me, Witchy. Thank you. Non-consensual. Right, I've seen that one. Right, I'm slowly getting down the list. Hi, Billy. Thank you for joining. I think I have pretty much caught up now. Welcome to our sites, our safe space, Stacey. Yeah. I'm so glad that, Stacey, that you watched this one. Me and my ranting. Oh, yes, I asked Diz about being a great aunt, didn't I? They were taking photos of you, Elle. Oh, my God. Male, don't know weight, all good. Henry Frank. What a fantastic name. Fantastic name. Why does everyone want to know the weight? Blah, blah. Because I'm guessing that you are not a woman. Because it's the amount of pain that the woman goes through giving birth. The bigger the child, you know, that small space, that child's head. We need more Stacys in this world. We do, definitely, Lana. Hi, Lana. I don't know if I said hello to you. Right. Oh, your lavender hasn't lasted this winter. Oh, no. Oh. I think I've gotten through most of the comments now. Oh, thank you, Blah, for putting up the buy me a coffee. That took some doing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Diz. Blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm just as we women seem to be winning, we get pushed back down again every single time. And this has been happening for a while now. You know, men are coming forward saying, oh, feminism's gone too far. What? Feminism's gone too far. You want to take us back to the 1950s, okay? You want to take us back to the 1950s, where women were slaves. And yeah, feminism has not gone far enough. If misogyny didn't exist, there would be no need for feminism. And women don't want more than men. Women want equality to men. Now, men will obviously take that and say, well, that means you must go and fight on the front lines and you must be a builder and you must do this and do that and do the next thing. No, that's not what equality means. It's that way that some men think is that, oh, well, I'm a man, I'm strong and I can lift a car. That's not the kind of equality that we mean. We mean equality of pay. We mean being treated equally. we mean not being called a fucking bitch. And on that note, I'm going to go and career girl, yeah, Stacey, me too. Not a housewife, definitely not a fucking housewife. You should see the state of my house at the moment. It's an absolute mess. I've still got dishes on the side from Christmas. It's recycling stuff, but it's still there. It needs washing. I'll get to it at some stage when I'm in the mood. So, yes. So, on that note, I say good night, and I will try and do a live stream tomorrow evening for Witchy Wednesday. Not sure yet how that's going to go because I've got my race on Sunday. So it'll be, yeah, I'm trying to sort of make I've been doing high intensity interval training today, which, wow, I cut 3 minutes off of my 3K time. So very impressed with that. And if I can run like that on Sunday, yeah. So I will see you all in the chat on some other channel, guys, at some stage, maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I will let you know. Have a wonderful evening and blessed be. Mwah.